Hi, welcome to another episode of Practical Programming. Our today's question would be unique number of occurrences. It's going to be part 2 to one already available episode prior to this playlist. The reason behind solving this is because I found it on the lead code and I thought it is interesting enough to solve and gives you a good introduction of hash map, which gonna be very necessary to solve this problem. So I added a couple of episodes before this problem so you can get an introduction of hash map and how to use that. So let's get started. So it's going to be a little different than previous one, and the details of the questions is like this. For a given array of numbers, find out all occurrences of the number are unique to that array. What does that mean? So that's going to be input and output to our program. That's input and this output. Might not be able to make up much of what it is happening, but you would have to return the output in a Boolean form, true or false. Okay, let's try to understand it. For example, let's consider this input and let's spread that array out. So we have to solve this using hash map. So what that means is the occurrences of each element has to be unique. Let's use hash map. Okay, so hash map will always have a map, or dictionary will have a key value pair. So the 1 in that array appears 3 times. So we're going to have a key of 1 and its value is going to be 3 because it repeats itself 3 in that array. How about 4? 4 appears twice. So we're gonna key is going to be 4 and it repeats itself twice. And for 7, we're going to have a key 7 and it appears once. So its occurrences needs to be unique. What that means is, if you look at this line, this value 1, this column has every value to be unique. What that means is every element which appears in that array has a unique set of repetition. So 7 comes 1, 4 comes twice, and 1 comes 3 times. So there are unique number of occurrences. So all occurrences of elements are unique. So the result is going to be true. Let's take another example. So if we take that array, let's spread that out, and that's going to be our hash map or dictionary. 1 comes 3 times, so let's write that down in our map. 4 comes 3 as well. So as you can see, the number of occurrences of 1 and 4 are 3. So there's a clash there, both of them are 3. So number of occurrences are not unique for those two numbers because they match. So we're going to say all occurrences of element are not unique, and we're going to return false. So with that understanding, we'll try to solve this problem, and I also going to take you to the page on the lead code where this problem is, and we'll try to solve that on IntelliJ IDEA. So this is the problem on the lead code which I'm trying to solve, and I will leave a link on the description regarding this question on the lead code. So let's go to IDE and try to solve this problem. I'm gonna call this Test119 unique number of occurrences. Okay, and this is gonna be part 2. Weird name, right? Tell me about it. Static void main. So I can start somewhere and I can just copy this method from there. And I have to make this static in nature, so I don't have to create the object of this class again. So I can call this directly from the main because main isn't static in nature. I need an array, right? So let's me create an array. Test array is equal to new. Oh, my bad. Int array, and let me copy the values from here. Oops, there you go. And I have to print the result, right? So I'm gonna call unique occurrences, and I'm gonna provide an argument, the array which we just created from a lead code input. And let's try to solve this because our approach is going to be like that. So if everything goes okay, the result is going to be true. But if something were to go wrong, which the code we need to write to justify why it was false. So let's try to write that code, and I'm going to use hash map. key type would be integer, value type would be integer, because we need to know how many times it would be act as a counter, how many times some value is repeated itself inside the array. That's just the map. New hash map. Okay, let's try to fill this map. How do we do that? Let's do for each number, and let's print that out if it works. Okay, let's run this code, hoping program is still in running condition, so I can print all the elements, which is good, and I get true. I don't really care about that. Let me minimize this so I can get more screen space. Okay, I need to fill this map, and I need to show also how many times the individual number was repeated. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. If map contains key, which is this number, and else. So if this was false, it means this number was never present in the map. So I can say map put number, and it came for the first time, so that's one. And int current. So how many times it repeated so far? Current occurrences so far is, I can say map, because it's present. I would be able to get that how many times it's present by doing this get for that. So it will give me back, this method will give me back how many times that number was already repeated, and I have to increment that. So I'll say map put number, and I have to say number access is +1, because I need to increment, because this matched, it has appeared one more time in the array. This could be written in a single line by doing get or default. Let me show you that what I'm saying. By using this method, you could do that much cleaner way. Okay, but I'm just doing this so I can explain you what exactly this block of code is. Cool. Now map is created. Let me run this code quickly to show you how something appears in the map. So number 1 appears 3 times, the key element 2 appears twice, and 3 appears once. So if you look at the values of every key, they are unique to each other. What that means is our result should be true. If they were to match, any of these were to match with each other, it should be false. How do we check that? So we are actually comparing the duplicates within this. How do we do that? There's something data structure called set, which gonna help us do that. So let me create hash set of type integer. So that's generics for you. So hash set could be of any type. Right now I'm choosing integer because it's gonna be a number. I'm gonna say check uniqueness. Oh, my bad. You can say alter rename. Oh, my bad. What am I doing? Rename to check uniqueness of values, and let's initialize that. Once that initialized, I have to iterate through over the map. I can say entry set for each, and let's call this entry, and I will try to add to this map, I mean this set. Okay, let's try to do that, and I'll say add. So if I try to add, what exactly does it do? Let's do Control Q, and it'll give me some information. So it returns true if the set did not already contain that specified element. Okay, so on the other hand, if it did contain the value previously which existed, it's gonna return me false. So if I do add entry value, remember this is a value which we are comparing, because that tells us the repetition or occurrences. And I can say if over here, if I do this, and if this were to return false, so if it's true, we are good because it never existed and it's adding But if it did exist and is trying to add or overwrite it, this method, this add method, will return me false. And when it does that, if you can read through the documentation, when it does that, I have to return my unique occurrences should return false. So we don't have to go check anything else. Return false. So with this unique set of input, we should get our output to be true. That's true. So let me just do this Control D. It's going to duplicate it. Let me comment that by Control / and let me take another input, which is 1 and 2. So this should be false. Okay, so let me put that over here. Let's run that. I get false. Why? So if I put the debug point right over here and try to run this code from this place, so if you look at the map, 1 and 2 both are appearing once, so there is clash. That's why this, okay, when you add value, it finds that the set already has 1 and you're trying to add 1 again, so it's going to return false. So run that, you get false. Let's try one more input. I'm going to try this. Let's come back here. Let's do Control D. I'll comment out that portion. Copy paste. Apparently I'm very good at that. Let's run this code, and it returns true because let me debug this again. The map, all the values in the map are unique. So 0 comes twice, 1 comes 4, -3 comes 3 times, and 10 comes 1. So all of them are mutually unique to each other. So all values are unique repetitions. So with that said, we are able to solve this problem in this manner. I would say go slowly towards how you're going to approach a problem and try to solve it. Thank you so much for your time, and you have a very good day. Please like and subscribe that I can make more videos. Bye bye.